Hello everyone, how are we doing tonight? Pulling over one of my dining room, kitchen, whatever it may be, solid chairs here for Mrs. Fairless. I do take feedback. She said I move too much, so I'm going to sit still. And let's go into this. It's nice and 11:30 at night again, and I have an email here from a Dan from San Diego. He says he was a wedding videographer a few years ago, and he's decided to take a break, get his batteries recharged, and he's thinking about getting back into it. So we went on Weeva and checked out some different sites, and he came along to do our site. And so basically he wants to know what cameras to use is a big thing. So his big thing is, he says, is there, if you were going to select a camera today, which camera would you choose and why? So basically, what I've been turning people on to, and Mark, if you're out there, Mr. Mark Wonderland, you could comment on this for me and help out and give some people some recommendations, or at least approve what I'm going to tell people. So basically, what I would tell people today is, if I was going to buy a camera and I didn't own anything else, I would probably get the Canon 60D. Basically, we can't tell any major differences in the 60D, 5D, 7D, T2i as far as the quality of the footage goes. One of the things is the 60D, the 7D, and the 5D all use the same batteries. The 5D and the 7D use compact flash cards, whereas the 60D uses the SDHC cards, and then the 5D does not shoot 60p, which allows you to get some really nice slow motion, which the 7D and the 60D and the T2i all can shoot 60p, 30p, and 24p. So getting real technical here, but I'm just trying to run through these differences real quick. And then basically the 60D is built very similarly to the 7D, just a little bit smaller, but definitely built a lot better than the T2i. The T2i is built kind of like a toy. It's still a really nice camera. I mean, the footage is great. It's like $800 roughly. But for a couple $100 more for the 60D, it's got the flip out LCD, and I just highly recommend the 60D. The footage is amazing from it. And for basically, I mean, the setup that I would do is a 60D, the Tokina 11-16, I believe. You can use that for the Glidecam, which would be the equivalent to what I use, which is the Canon 5D and the 16-35 L series lens from Canon. But you're looking at like $2,500 and $1,400 as opposed to $1,000 and $600. So that's what I would recommend. You could also get the 50, I believe 1.8 for around $100. It's another great lens. It's just a prime lens, so a 50 millimeter is only going to be one focal length. You're not going to be able to zoom in with it or anything. But typically, a 50 is my go-to lens. I have a whole 50 Nikkor lens with a Nikon to EOS adapter, and so basically you can use that. And so you'll need the 60D, the Tokina 11-16, the Canon 50 1.8. I would recommend 3 batteries, and then there's a Hakuba cases from B&H, Hakuba, and that holds 4 cards. I would recommend roughly maybe 2 16s and 2 32s, or whatever you're going to be shooting for a wedding. I mean, I would definitely recommend for preps, maybe a 16 gig. You can get through all the preps, which is about, I mean, I usually shoot maybe 45 minutes for the preps. A ceremony, 32 gigs is going to be an hour and 20 minutes. And then basically, in between, you shoot a little bit of a 16 for the photo session, and then the rest of that 16 and another 32 should get you through a typical reception if you're not just hitting record and never turning off the camera the entire day. So that's kind of a good starter kit. I recommend B&H Photo, Calumet Photo. I actually got my 60D when I was in Nashville visiting my buddy Brandon. Hello, Brandon. And then, yeah, so I mean, even local camera stores are a good place to pick up your stuff. You got to watch it sometimes. The cameras will be priced the same as any other major retailer, but sometimes cards and things like that can be a lot more expensive at a local camera store. So I would check out even Amazon.com and just go by ratings too. We use the Lexar cards here. If they've got great ratings by a ton of other people, you should be okay. But basically, I would just recommend that you see if it has great ratings and then do some research on a few different places. But cards and batteries and card readers and things like that, I would probably go with like Amazon.com or B&H. But the camera you can get at your local camera store, and then just see. I mean, sometimes the prices might be about the same. And then beyond that, yeah, we just have never noticed major differences. I mean, I originally got a 5D, what's already been now all of 2011, all of 2010, and then May of 2009 actually is when I got my first DSLR. It was a 5D. A couple months later, I bought another 5D, and then a few months later, I got a 7D, and then that was it. And then I got a T2i. I kept the T2i for a little bit. The 60D came out, and I sold my T2i and got a 60D. And had I not owned all these other cameras, that's probably what I was started out with, because it's great. And the flip out LCD is amazing because you can get way up high, flip it out, look, be able to see it. It's super sharp. And then, yeah, I mean, and then people get caught up in all the stuff with full frame sensor. And I won't get into all that right now. That's not what you asked. So basically, your wireless, you said you still have. You might check into that. I mean, really, you won't be able to use your wireless mics with the DSLRs. You could, but I would recommend getting something like the Tascam DR07 or the Tascam DR100 or the Zoom H4n. Those are some of the most popular external recorders, and then basically in some like singular softwares pluralized to sync the DSLR footage with the external audio. And as far as light, we don't use lighting hardly at all with most of our live events. Sometimes for interviews and things like that, we'll set up lighting. The Lowell Pro Light, I believe, is a really good light, or the Dito light, which is a lot more expensive. Mr. Ray Roman turned me on to that. It's a great light. Stabilizers, I use the Glidecam 2000 or the Bogen 561 HDV monopod, and then basically other sites that I use. I really like Vimeo.com to check out some stuff. Another site is cinema5d.com. So that's cinema5d.com. I check out that a lot. I check out Vimeo a lot. I mean, really, those are some of the main sites that I go on a lot. I also love videocopilot.net for video-related stuff. And then, I mean, there's, I think, eventfilmmaker.com is another site for videographers, or videouniversity.com. And that's some good sites to check out. So that's another nice hefty post, but I hope that answers some questions for some videographers out there. I wouldn't get so caught up again in all the different cameras. 60D is a great camera, great starter camera, and if you haven't done any DSLR stuff at all, it's even better because you can start from scratch. You know, that's all there is to it. That's what we use. So, yeah. So good luck and keep rocking. Stay safe. It's snowing in my neck of the woods. So I'm staying inside. I have a wedding on Friday, and then basically Saturday I'll be chilling out, getting some last minute things set up, and then basically we're going to In Focus Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in New Orleans, and we'll be doing same day edits for each of the days, and they'll be putting it online supposedly the next day. So we'll see how that goes. We'll try to keep you posted on that, and then yeah. So everybody have a great night. Thank you.